Wolak. Yes, we're going to start our day off on a pretty heavy topic. Why? It's just where I'm at. And that topic is the concept of trust. And I've been hearing a lot of people say, I can't trust that person. I can't trust my partner. I can't trust my company. I can't trust business. So there's a lot of people that can't trust. What I want to ask the question to you is, can you trust yourself? Yeah, it's a great question. Are you trustworthy? If you tell me something, can I count on you to uphold your word? Does your life demonstrate what you say you're doing? Because I'll tell you what, when I'm considering partnering with a person on anything, I ask the question of myself, is their life demonstrating what they're talking about? Because if it's not, then I know I can't trust them. I can't trust them because they're not willing to trust themselves and do what they say they're going to do. Am I making sense to you? Are you following the general idea of where I'm going here? So really, trust is an inside job. The more you trust yourself, the more others will trust you. They won't question your integrity. That's a really good way of looking at it. I'll use my relationship. My wife sees me more than any other person in the world. So my wife knows whether I'm integrity with what I'm teaching, what I'm preaching, what I say I'm going to do. And because she knows that, at least she tells me, she has a tremendous amount of trust in me because she sees me walking my talk. She sees me doing deep breathing and meditating every day. She sees me doing my prayer work every day. She sees me going to the gym every day. She sees me as I cook and eat food. She sees me in the way I treat her. She sees me in the way I treat my sons. She sees me in the way I treat my granddaughter. She sees me in front of the spiritual community of Agape. She sees me on our gatherings as I interact with people. So she sees everything I do, and because of that, she has a tremendous trust in me because I'm not living outside of what I say I do. This is a huge thing we're talking about here. Because if you can develop an interpersonal trust, my God, the world will know that you're trustworthy and the world will bring more good things to you. So Richard says, yes, it makes sense. And I do trust myself, but on the other side of that, I do have trust issues. So I would probably say to Richard, you trust yourself on some things, but not on all things. And that's why you have trust issues. Trust is an all-encompassing thing where you have to be able to trust yourself in all areas of life. And now, are there times when I don't feel I can trust myself? Yeah. And those are areas when I'm stepping into the unknown. And then when I get into the unknown, I just have to go back and say, wait, every other time I've been in the unknown and I've trusted myself to take that one step, which leads me to the next step, which leads me to the next step, which leads me to the next step, I've succeeded. So I've got to build myself up to have the courage to take that step. Ian says, how you view the world is a reflection of your own character. Well, I can agree with that. Your perception is everything. I know because of the Agape gatherings where I'm talking with people all over the world with all sorts of different cultures, I fully understand that we have different perceptions of the world, and our experiences of the world will be very different based on those perceptions. You can simply say, my perception of a relationship is going to be very different than someone else's perception of a relationship because of my experience of relationships. Let's go down that relationship rabbit hole a little bit. If you don't trust yourself, will you ever trust your partner? Can you be in a relationship where there is no trust? That's a really good question. Because if there's no trust in the relationship, do you feel safe? If you don't feel safe, then there's really no relationship. Are you following my sequencing here? If you can't trust your partner, it means you don't trust yourself, which means you don't even feel safe with yourself. This is why a lot of people have trouble meditating. They don't feel safe in the quiet. They don't feel safe in being still. Meditation serves so many aspects of our lives. That's why it's the single most important spiritual practice. I call it the cornerstone of all spiritual practice, that everyone should have it in their lives and should be meditating twice a day for 20 minutes. If you're not doing that, at least start off with 5 minutes. Maybe you can't do 5. Can you do 2? Can you just sit for 2 minutes and focus on your breath? It may be difficult, but if you can build trust in yourself that you will do 2 minutes in the morning, once you build the trust and you've established a pattern, then you can trust yourself to do 3. And you can build from there. Remember, I believe that life is about baby steps. I believe life is about constantly taking baby steps toward the greater, bigger vision that you have for yourself. I don't believe in quantum steps. I don't believe we can shift our belief that fast, that big at any one time. I think, and the older we are, the harder it is because we're anchored into our past thought patterns. Jackie says, I'm far more trustworthy than I've been in the past, and I have total confidence that I'm on the right path. That's a big trust. When you can trust and know that you're on your right path, not what your partner thinks, not what society thinks, not what the government thinks, not what the corporations think, but you're on your right path, man, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter any other path. Yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying, Richard, but I also say go within. Here's one of the things you got to learn to trust. Trust your intuition about other people. If your gut, if your internal intuition says something's funky, trust it. Don't rationalize someone else's behavior. We do that so often. We use our ability to rationalize instead of trusting our heart, trusting our intuition. When we trust our intuition, we get a really clear read about what we're about to enter into. Trust is a huge thing. This is something that we could talk about in just about every area of life. One of the things when I'm teaching prosperity classes is I teach that if you're not a good steward of your money, why would the universe give you more? If you can't be trusted to manage $30,000 a year, why would the universe bring you 50, 100, a million? You're not going to manage it any differently. So the key thing is, wherever you are, become so trustworthy that you manage your life in the appropriate fashion. Be a good steward of your money. Be a good steward of your energy. Be a good steward of your time. Be a good steward in your relationships. Be a good steward in your spiritual practice. Be a good steward in your job. Do you see how it moves to all aspects of life? So we barely touch this issue. But that's the point of these talks that I do in the morning. Also, you'll notice that I put a link out there. It's a link to a brand new Telegram account that Agape's got. And this is for the community. And I'd invite you to join Telegram and write down any comments you've got. You want to know something, write it down. I'm not saying you're going to get all the right answers. I'm not saying that people are going to that, but it's a way that we can share. It's a way that we can share. So with that, I'm going to say to you, I have to be a good steward and honor my time commitment here so I can go to the gym and honor my time commitment there. So with that, I promise I will trust you as much as you trust yourself. But I also promise you, I will accept you just like you are with no conditions. Until next time, create a great day. Love you so much. Aloha.